Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. President Joe Biden has said the United States is on track to have enough vaccines for every adult in the country by the end of May.
There will be 100 million vaccination shots administered in my first 100 days in office. We've got halfway to that goal in 37 days, and I feel confident we'll make it all the way.
Biden also announced that his administration has brokered a deal in which pharmaceutical giant Merck will help make rival Johnson & Johnson's single-shot COVID-19 vaccine in partnership that he says is similar to those seen during World War II. Russia has called US sanctions imposed for the alleged poisoning of opposition leader ALEXEI Navalny as a hostile anti-Russian lunge. The US sanctions against 14 entities and 7 senior Russian officials, which have been done in coordination with the European Union, marks President Joe Biden's most direct challenge to the Kremlin since taking office. Mr. Navalny fell ill on a flight in Serbia in August and was airlifted to Germany, where doctors said he had been poisoned with a nerve agent.
Russia's use of chemical weapons and human rights abuses have severe consequences.
The US State Department has said it is sending a clear signal to Russia to release Navalny and to destroy its chemical weapons program. Dutch police have said a coronavirus testing location appears to have been intentionally targeted after an explosion went off at the location before the site opened. The blast of Bovenkarspel, north of Amsterdam, shattered windows but caused no injuries. Officers have cordoned off the area as they carry out investigations. The blast has followed the worst unrest the Netherlands has witnessed in decades, with many angered by strict restrictions aimed at containing the COVID-19 pandemic. Tokyo 2020 President Seiko Hashimoto has announced that the Olympics Committee has added 12 new female board members. Ms. Hashimoto, who replaced former Prime Minister and Tokyo 2020 President Yoshiro Mori last month after he quit over sexist remarks, has vowed to raise the proportion of women on its board. The ratio of women in the executive board is now up to 42.2% from 20.6%. She said that the move has been necessary to promote gender equality and rebuild trust in the organising committee. More African countries have received their first batches of the coronavirus vaccines under the global COVAX scheme. Kenya received more than 1 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and 1.7 million jabs have arrived in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Angola and Gambia have also received their first batches. The COVAX scheme hopes to deliver vaccines to people in 190 countries in less than a year. Ghana and the UK have signed a new trade agreement worth £1.2 billion that will allow free access and tariff reductions for certain goods between the countries. Now Ghanaian products, including bananas, tinned tuna and cocoa, will benefit from tariff-free access to the UK. Also, UK's exports include machinery, electronics and chemical products will also all benefit from a reduction in import duty taxes. Trade Secretary Liz Truss has said in a tweet that the deal sets the stage for closer trading ties in years to come. And finally, how do you fancy an all-expenses-paid trip to the moon?
The first civilian lunar mission. Dear Moon.
Well, a Japanese billionaire has launched a search for 8 people to join him as the first private passengers on a trip around the moon with Elon Musk's SpaceX. Yusaku Maezawa wants people from all kinds of backgrounds to join the week-long voyage scheduled for 2023. Applicants need to pass medical checks and eventually an interview with Mr. Maezawa. The entrepreneur is paying the entire cost of the voyage on SpaceX's next-generation reusable launch vehicle named the Starship. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.